Right, yes, my people. Right, on an early one this morning. Right, I've gone to the book of Esther today, right? And this is more for the queens, right? So we see the king, right? And he had a wife, Vashti. And Vashti did him wrong, right? So, and she Vashti, she caused the king a lot of problems, right? She was a queen that moaned a lot, sided with other people more than she would have rather sided with her king. She was always nagging at him, moaning at him, doing things that she shouldn't have been doing, yeah, without the king's authority. Yeah, she wasn't playing the game correctly, right? As the wife, the queen of the king, she wasn't playing correctly. She wasn't doing her job correctly. I mean, I'm not being funny, ladies, but you can either be a man's peace and he will run to you, or you can be a man's war and he will run from you. Yeah? You know, Vashti was like a slay queen, a trap queen. Because half the time she wasn't bringing anything good to her king. She wasn't bringing anything good to him. Yeah? She was making his life a misery. So he had to get rid of her. So I'm back. So the king, he got rid of Vashti. He got rid of her for the wrong. And he sent out a proclamation across his country for young concubines, for young girls and ladies, right? To come to his palace. Because he was going to choose his new queen. Yeah? He wanted to choose his new queen. And Mordecai had a niece that he'd grown up all of his life. He grew her up. And he knew about this. And he knew at the time that his people, the children of Israel, at the time as well, were also in captivity. You've got to remember, the children of Israel have just been put into captivity. Right? So he's taken his niece, which is the beautiful Esther, to the king's palace. Right, so I'm going to go to chapter 2 now. So when we go down to chapter 2, I'm going to start at verse 8. And it says, "So it was, when the king's command and decree were heard, and when many young women were gathered at Shushan the citadel, under the custody of Hegai, that Esther also was taken to the king's palace, into the care of Hegai, the custodian of the women. Now the young woman pleased him, and she obtained his favour. So he readily gave beauty preparations to her, besides her allowance. Then 7 choice maidservants were provided for her from the king's palace, and he moved her and her maidservants to the best place in the house of the women. Esther had not revealed her people or family, for Mordecai had not charged her to reveal it." So straight away, Esther, she's found favour, yeah, in the maidservants and the people in the palace. They're seeing there's something special about Esther. Right, so now I'm going to go down to chapter 2 again, but I'm going to go to verse 15, right? And it says, "Now when the turn came for Esther, the daughter of Abiel, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her as his daughter, to go into the king, she requested nothing but what Haggai, the king's servant, the custodian of the women, advised. And Esther obtained favour in the sight of who saw her. So Esther was taken to the king Ahasuerus into his royal palace, then the king loved. So then we go down to chapter 17 on. No, then we go down to verse 17 on chapter 2. Then it says, the king loved Esther more than all the other women, and she obtained grace and favour in his sight more than all the virgins. So he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. So we see that Vashti lost her crown, ladies, right? Because she wasn't doing her job correctly as a queen. She wasn't doing her job correctly. She was just causing, King Ahasuerus so much problems. Problem after problem after problem after problem after problem. Ain't no king got time, for a queen like that. But Esther, she came in and she wooed people. Right? And not just that, she gave the king something very special. One night with the king, remember, Esther had to prove her worth. And she gave the best that she could give. So my ladies, if you have one night with your king, what good can you bring to him? What's the best that you can bring to him? What queen are you going to be? Are you going to be a Queen Vashti? Or are you going to be a Queen Esther? Because Queen Esther, remember, she wasn't allowed to go into the king's presence without asking authority. But she did many, many things without asking the king. But the difference with her is she had the grace of God. So what I'm saying, ladies, is most kings out there now, they don't want a Vashti slave trap queen. They want an Esther that is a holy queen. That loves her people. That loves her God. That will bring no shame upon her king, upon her people. If she has to make hard decisions, she will make them hard decisions. What queen are you going to be for your king? Are you going to be a Queen Vashti or are you going to be a Queen Esther? Think long and hard. Go to the book of Esther and read it, my queens. And learn from Queen Esther what the king wants for one night to prove your worth to him. What is the best that you can bring to your king? What's the best that you can bring to him? Okay? Don't be a Queen Vashti. Be a Queen Esther. Okay? Happy New Year, my people, my queens. God bless. It's your boy, Gifted One, saying go and read the book of Esther to learn how to be a good, holy queen. Not a Vashti slave queen. Amen?